Converting single-location light outlet control to multi-location control. Existing single-pole switch controlling light outlet. Cable from the power source. Cable to the light outlet. Sketch of an existing single-pole switch controlling a light outlet that is to be converted to a three-way system controlling the same existing lighting outlet from two locations. Sketch of the three-way system controlling the same light outlet after conversion. Turn off the power. Remove the switch wall plate. Install a junction box of appropriate size for the added switch in the new location. Unscrew the switch from the junction box. Connection made in existing switch junction box. Disconnect the single pole switch. Junction box wires. Ground, bare, wire. Neutral wires, white, spliced. Hot, black, wire to the light outlet. Hot, black, wire from the power cable. Remove the wires from the junction box. The ground wire is connected with a green wire nut. Open the cable knockout to insert the new cable. The cable knockout is open. Run a 3-conductor cable of the same size as the wires in the existing junction box between the existing junction box and the junction box installed for the new switch. For this installation it will be a 14 3nm cable. Secure the cable to the stud no more than 12 inches from the cable entry into the junction box. 3-wire cable installed between the switch junction boxes. The cable must be long enough to be properly spliced and must be secured to the building structure within 12 inches of the cable entry into the junction box. Remove the cable sheath. The cable sheath shall extend into the junction box no less than 1/4 inch. 14 3nm cable wires. Bare wire, ground. White wire, neutral. Black wire, hot. Red wire, second hot. Remove the green wire nut and reuse it to connect the new ground wire to the existing ground wires in the junction box in the same way as before. Or cut a longer existing ground wire from the junction box and wrap the ground wire of the new cable around the existing ground wires from the junction box. Ground wire, bare, from cable to the new switch wrapped around existing ground wires from junction box. Trim the ground wires from the junction box to no less than 6 inches long. Take the same diameter ground wire, bare, on the pigtail, and connect it to the junction box ground wires with a wire nut. Ground wires connected. With added pigtail wire. Insert the connected ground wires into the junction box, leaving the pigtail wire outside the box. Ground wire inserted into the junction box, and the ground pigtail wire left outside the box. Insert the already connected neutral, white wires into the junction box. Use black electrical tape or other means to mark the white wire of the added cable as the hot wire, as it will no longer be the neutral wire in that cable. White wire from cable to the new switch marked as hot. Trim the hot, black wire from the cable to the new switch to no less than 6 inches. Strip the end of the wire about 1/2 inch and using pliers, to ensure a better connection, and a wire nut, connect it to the hot, black wire from the cable from the power source. Twisting the wire ends with pliers ensures a better connection. Connection secured with a wire nut. 3 to 5 twists of wires are sufficient, as too many twists can damage the wire insulation. Insert the connected wired into the junction box. Connected wires inside the junction box. Group all the wires coming from the junction box together, trim them to a length of no less than 6 inches, and strip the insulation from the ends of the wires about 1/2 inch. Wire ends stripped of insulation. The length of each wire from its exit from the cable sheath to the end of the wire must be at least 6 inches, and must extend beyond the edge of the junction box at least 3 inches. Make a loop at the end of each wire. A loop is made at the end of each wire. 3-way switch, front view. 3-way switch, rear view. Ground terminal, green screw. Hot common terminal, black screw. Hot traveler terminals, gold screws. Junction box wires. Ground wire, bare, that should be connected to the ground terminal of the 3-way switch. Hot wire, black, that should be connected to the hot common terminal of the 3-way switch. Hot traveler wire, red, that should be connected to the one of the hot traveler terminals of the 3-way switch. Hot traveler wire, white marked as hot, that should be connected to the second hot traveler terminal of the 3-way switch. Connect the ground wire, bare, from the junction box to the ground terminal, green screw, of the switch. Ground wire connected. Connect the hot wire, black, from the junction box to the hot common terminal, black screw, of the switch. Hot wire connected. Connect the hot traveler wire, red, from the junction box to either of the two traveler wires terminals, gold screws, of the switch. One of the traveler wires connected. Connect the second traveler wire, white marked as hot, to the other free terminal of the switch, gold screw. Second traveler wire connected to the switch. The traveler wires from the junction box can be connected to the traveler terminals of the three-way switch, gold screws, in any order. Insert the wires into the junction box. Make sure the ground wire does not touch any hot terminal of the switch. Secure the switch to the junction box and install the switch wall plate. Installation of the first three-way switch complete. At the location where the second three-way switch is to be installed, insert the wire from the first three-way switch into the junction box and secure it to the stud within 12 inches from the cable entry into the junction box. Cable from the first three-way switch enters the junction box, and it is secured to a stud no more than 12 inches from the cable entry into the junction box. The cable must be long enough to be properly spliced. Remove the cable sheath. The cable sheath was removed, leaving it extending into the junction box to a depth of no less than 1/4 inch. Use black electrical tape or other means to mark the white wire as the hot wire, as it is not the neutral wire in this cable. White wire marked as hot wire. Trim all wires to no shorter than 6 inches and strip the ends of the wires about 1/2 inch. The ends of the wires are stripped about 1/2 inch. Make a loop at the end of each wire. A loop is made at the end of each wire. Connect the ground wire, bare, to the ground terminal of the three-way switch, green screw. Ground wire is connected. Connect the hot wire, black, to the hot common terminal of the three-way switch, black screw. Hot wire connected to the switch. Connect the one of the hot traveler wires, in this connection red, to the one of the hot traveler terminals of the three-way switch, gold screws. One of the hot traveler wires, red, connected to the switch. Connect the other hot traveler wire, white marked as hot in this connection, to the remaining hot traveler wire, gold screw, of the three-way switch. Other traveler wire is connected. The traveler wires from the junction box can be connected to the traveler terminals of the three-way switch, gold screws, in any order. Insert the wires into the junction box. Make sure the ground wire does not touch any hot terminal of the switch. Secure the switch to the junction box, install the switch wall plate, restore power and check that the new three-way switch system is operating properly. If this video is helpful, please subscribe. Comments are welcome.